So how different can two people be and still fall in love? Well, let's find out in the new movie Differences. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watch Your Pass. I'm here to talk to you about Differences, which comes to Tubi on September 1st, 2023. It is a new romantic drama about two very different people and whether those differences are going to help or hurt their potential romance. My hot take is, look, I think you should rent it. And look, it's coming to Tubi so you can stream it in the comfort of your own home. There's a lot I did like about this film. I like the cast, I like the music, and I really love the empowering message. It has some rough edges. Look, it's a micro budget indie film, so it's going to have some rough edges. But overall, I enjoyed this. I definitely left with like a happy feeling. So definitely think you should check it out. Eventually, it's streaming on Tubi, so you don't have to like go to a theater to see it. You can see it in the comfort of your own home. So make it a night, make it a date night, and check it out when it releases on September 1st. I'm going to tell you a little more about the film, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like, and then very quickly go into the ending. So as you can imagine, there will be spoilers in the ending section. If you don't want to know what happens in this movie, I would turn it off then. Before that, I'll keep it vague, I'll keep it spoiler free, and I'll let you know when I get to those spoilers. So in Differences, you have Lamad, who was recently released from prison and trying to kind of get his life back. He went away for about 5 years, and now he's trying to get his life in order so he can kind of move on to the things that he really wants to do. But all of that changes when a chance encounter with a famous R&B singer throws his plan into a tailspin and could help, but also possibly hurt his overall dream. So, things I liked about this movie. The first, I loved the music. It was a really good soundtrack. It was a really fantastic soundtrack. Kind of surprisingly good for an indie film. Usually an indie film isn't going to have this much good music, like good, enjoyable music. It had a really good like hip-hop soundtrack. It had some fun like hype music for some of the characters. It was definitely a soundtrack that popped in the movie and helped with the overall feel of this film because one of the main characters is an R&B star. You would hope that it would have good R&B music, and this film definitely does. The second thing I loved the positive message. Like it has definitely an empowering, positive message about trying to like serve others, trying to kind of live your life and use your gifts and talents to kind of help other people, help the community, raise up people that you don't know, people that you want to help. I loved it. I thought it was a really good message. And it's just a really good, like positive, empowering message to have out there. Given our current times, given that there's not a ton of positive news out there, it's nice to have a movie that kind of focuses on that type of a message. And the last thing I love, look, I love the sweet overall story. Now that's not to say this film doesn't have drama. There's a decent amount of drama. There's some definite ups and downs in the story, but it's going to let you leave with kind of a nice, happy, not saccharine, not quite saccharine, but a good, happy, like warm feeling in your stomach. So things I didn't love as much. The first, there are some audio issues, and you get this with indie films, you get this with kind of smaller budget indie films, but there are lots of times where like the audio, I couldn't hear some of the dialogue. There was some background noise that sounded louder than I was expecting it to be that kind of drowned out some audio. Occasionally it sounds like there were like retakes of some of the lines that didn't gel well with what was already there. It just had some kind of rough edges on the audio, and most of it is fairly forgivable, but there were some times when I couldn't actually hear like the dialogue because of the background noise or because of things that were happening. That made it really tough because this is a movie about dialogue. This is a movie about kind of hearing these conversations between people and seeing kind of the growth in these characters. And when you can't have that, when you have to like go back and re-listen to it, it definitely hurts kind of the flow of the movie. The second thing I didn't love, some of the writing. Like overall, the writing was fine, but there were some jokes that kind of missed with me. They were kind of subjects that I wasn't expecting a movie to have those types of jokes in. And the writing was a little bit over dramatic at times, and some of the kind of lines felt a little forced. Again, it's forgivable, but it did hurt some of the big dramatic scenes in my eyes. And the last thing I didn't love, there was some rough delivery. Look, I love the cast. I thought it was a really good overall cast. I like that it was an all-black cast for a movie about empowering like your brothers and sisters and like empower and like raising up your culture. I thought that was a great kind of choice, but with that being said, some of the actors' delivery was rough, which again hurt some of like the background information or the drama. It's not really great to have a really dramatic scene and some of the delivery just feels off, doesn't kind of sound natural. So again, all these are like rough edges that you can get in an indie film, but they're definitely things that kind of detracted from my overall enjoyment. So that being said, Differences is coming to Tubi on September 1st, 2023. Like I said, I think you should rent it. It's coming to streaming, so you can check it out in the comfort of your own home. You can check it out on like a date night or check it out just, if you want to see what this is about. But I definitely think you should check it out eventually. And I'm going to go into the ending now. So if you don't want to know what happens in this movie, I would turn it off now because there will be spoilers. So in Differences, you have Lamad, who is just out of prison. He is trying to kind of rebuild his life. He is working at his uncle's store, just kind of trying to work this job for a few years, get back on his feet before he then starts his own business, kind of does his own dream. And essentially moves on. Like, I don't think his uncle gave him a job to help him out, and he is grateful, but he has his own dreams, he has his own desires. But he is working at his uncle's store when, out of the blue, this singer named Sanaa Blue comes in, buys something from him. And now remember, Lamad has been in prison for the last 5 years. He doesn't know a lot about popular culture, so he doesn't know who this person is. He treats her like a normal person. Someone in the store recognizes her and is like starstruck and asks for a picture, but Lamad has no idea who this is. He just treats her as a normal person. And I think she likes that. I think she likes that he treats her as who she is. They like talk about philosophy, they talk about interests. It's kind of a really nice opening scene for them. And so that is the start of a potential relationship. No, he doesn't get her number. She leaves after this. But later on, when Lamad and his friend DJ are coming out of the club, she recognizes him, pulls up, they have a conversation. It sounds like there's definitely an attraction here, and there might be something more coming from this. Now Lamad is working at his uncle's store, and he finds out that his uncle's store is not doing that well. They're behind on some bills, and his uncle also has some financial issues because his aunt has some medical problems. So the store is heavily in debt, and his uncle doesn't really know what to do. Now Lamad's plan was to work here for like 4 years, get established, get on his feet, and then move on to start his own business. But it turns out that his uncle has like a couple months left in the store, and Lamad has to work quickly to try to figure out how to save the store. And he does. He comes up with this idea that they'll use some part of the store for workshops for the community, so people can come in and teach the community about different skills. They have like an Airbnb type workshop where they talk about like renting out spare space to make some extra money, and then also on the weekends they'll turn a part of the store into like a stage and have like local artists perform like an open mic night, just to kind of help the local artists get some exposure and help people come to the store. They'll know the store, and maybe they'll buy some more stuff. I don't know how he's able to do this, because it feels like you would probably need some new liquor licenses, but you know what? Lamad is hungry. He wants to get this done, so he must kind of work to get all the permits ready to do all these things. Now, this is great. The store starts doing better, and Lamad personally also does better. One night, Sanaa comes by the store. She remembers him from when she ran into him earlier and invites him out for like dinner. They have a lovely dinner. He definitely treats her like a normal person, which I think she likes. You see, everywhere she goes, people recognize her, people treat her like a superstar, but he treats her like a normal person. He takes an interest in her. He, wants to know who she is, and I think she definitely likes that. They kind of start dating when Lamad invites Sanaa over to his friend's house for some cards, and their relationship grows. But eventually Sanaa invites Lamad over to her place, and so he heads over there. He's not checking his phone. Apparently she texted him, saying like, oh no, now's actually not a good time. He didn't see that. When he shows up, someone else answers the door. It's this music, I guess, agent promoter named J-Dub. And to Lamad's horror, we find out that Sanaa and J-Dub are a thing. They've been together for a while, and they're actually engaged. Now, she never told this to Lamad, and Lamad, remember, he doesn't really do much with popular kind of gossip news. He had no idea, so he kind of plays it off. He leaves, but this definitely drives a wedge between them. Now they take some time apart. Lamad works on promoting the store, getting that business up and running. Sanaa records some music. Eventually, she comes to see him. They have a lovely night together in Lamad's house. But the next day, when he's about to leave, the press is all there, and they know that Sanaa is there. Now, how do they know? Well, she's a superstar. You would expect maybe that someone would be trying to like take pictures of her. She doesn't really get that much paparazzi in this movie, so someone must have leaked it to the press. And Lamad thinks it's his friend DJ, who runs a gossip website, and who he told that Sanaa was there, but mostly just to be like, I can't go out because Sanaa is here. He thinks that DJ leaked this information. Now we find out later, DJ actually didn't leak it. He's a good friend. Well, he's a generally good friend, but he's pissed at DJ. Sanaa is pissed that this information is out. She's worried that it's going to kind of mess her relationship with J-Dub. And J-Dub is a terrible person to her, but years ago when she was a young, hungry artist, she signed an agreement that gave J-Dub control of her masters, like the masters for her songs, essentially giving him the copyright and the control over the music. And so he's using this to like hold it over her. They are worth millions and millions of dollars, and she doesn't want to lose them. She doesn't want to lose her hard work. And so he is kind of using this to force her to stay with him. Sanaa eventually leaves. The press realizes what's happening. The information gets out that she and Lamad are dating. This causes some negative press with the store because people are pissed that like he is ruining Sanaa and J-Dub's relationship. things start to go downhill for Lamad and the store in general. But Lamad figures out what to do. He doesn't want to mess with Sanaa's life. He doesn't want to mess that up. So he gives an interview being like, no, we're just friends. Like, we never had a thing. She's with J-Dub. Just tries to like clear the air, even though it's false. He's trying to make her life easier. And she appreciates that. But they don't stay in contact. Now Lamad's friend DJ wants to help out also, and DJ arranges this whole thing. They know that J-Dub is cheating on Sanaa and using his like position to try to take advantage of young artists. Kind of similar to what happened with Sanaa. He's doing it with others. And so J-Dub and Lamad kind of do a sting, and they record J-Dub try to pressure young artists for sexual favors in exchange for kind of getting her music made. They record all this. They threaten J-Dub and make him turn over Sanaa's masters. Now, Sanaa's masters are worth millions and millions of dollars, but J-Dub signs them over anyways. So even though Lamad and Sanaa are kind of separate at this point, he's still doing nice things for her. Now, after that kind of press conference, and because of Lamad's hard work, the store is doing better and better. The sales are way up. And after a couple of months, like, his uncle sees this change in Lamad. Lamad says that he thinks he's doing a really good job. He has some run-ins with some people that like went to the workshops and kind of it helped their lives. And he also has seen how like the promotion has helped some young artists around the area. So he's finally found his niche. He's finally found something where he can put his effort into to kind of raise up the community. That's something that Lamad always wanted to do. He wanted to kind of like help out local artists, help out locals, to try to like raise everyone up. It's something that his parents instilled in him. It's something that his prison time definitely derailed for a little bit, but he wants to get back there and wants to do it again. So it seems like the store is doing that for him. And his uncle's talking to him, and Lamad's like, what if you made me a co-owner? Which I was like, dude, you've been there for like 2 months. You're doing great work, but you really think you're ready to be a co-owner of the store? And his uncle's like, you know what? I'll do you one better. Why don't you just take it over? My wife is going to get out of the hospital soon, and I'm just going to like spend some time with her. You just take over the store. So his uncle basically gives him the store, which would say like, great job for 2 months. He now has a house. He now has a store. Lamad's doing pretty well, but he doesn't have Sanaa, and he's not sure if he ever will. He thinks that their lives are a little bit too different. But there is an open mic night towards the end. Sanaa ends up coming. She surprises everyone by performing a song there, and she performs this song that she wrote for her and Lamad. It's about differences. It's kind of the title of the movie, but it's also like a nice hip-hop song about how they're different, but she doesn't care and she just wants to know him. It is a sweet, sweet scene. She sings it to him. She comes up to him and like, essentially apologizes and wants to be with him. And he's like, no. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, this is a superstar. She wants to be with you. Just embrace her, hang on, and don't let go. But Lamad's like, no, like, I don't know if our lives are the same. Like, I don't know if like you're compatible with me. I have my own dreams. I have my own things that I want to do. I don't want to just be like in your shadow, which is fair. But again, dude, like, this is a superstar. Just hang on. She says, I want to be a part of your life too. She says that she loves Lamad, and she thought that he loved her. And then Lamad switches instantly, is like, I never stopped. So, all is well that ends well. They kissed. It's a lovely scene. It seems like they're going to end up together. And it seems like their differences are not going to tank their relationships. So that is Differences. It comes to Tubi on September 1st, 2023. Check it out. Have like a nice movie night. It definitely has some rough edges, but I did love the overall message. I love the character growth, and I really did like the music. So thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.